Is the voice of the modern progressive left finally facing a reckoning with the federal government? The Treasury Department has officially set its sights on Marxist influencer Hasan Piker, launching a probe that could expose a massive, hidden network of foreign-funded activism right here in the United States. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. The situation centers on a controversial trip to Cuba taken by Piker and various far-left figures, including Code Pink co-founder Medea Benjamin. But this isn't just about a vacation. The Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control has issued federal administrative subpoenas as part of a much wider investigation into the financial web spun by Neville Roy Singham, a Shanghai-based tech tycoon. Singham is a massive financier of various pro-communist organizations, and now, regulators want to know exactly what roles these influencers played. Republicans in Washington are absolutely cheering this move. Congressman Darrell Issa didn't mince words, calling out the progressive protest industrial complex and highlighting the deep, uncomfortable connections between foreign funding and American political radicalism. From the Answer Coalition to the Party for Socialism and Liberation, the list of organizations tied to Singham's money is extensive. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars funneled into hubs like the People's Forum in New York City. Critics, including Senator Rick Scott, are hitting back hard. Scott pointed out the hypocrisy of influencers cozying up to a communist regime while the Cuban people suffer under a brutal dictatorship. There is a growing consensus among GOP lawmakers that these figures are essentially acting as unregistered foreign agents. In fact, the National Jewish Advocacy Center has formally requested that the Justice Department investigate Piker under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, or FARA. If you are operating in the U.S. to promote the interests of a foreign power, you have to register. It's the law. The question now is whether Piker and his peers have been hiding in plain sight. For his part, Piker has attempted to shift the focus, essentially pointing the finger at Singham and claiming that the system is just trying to jam up any activism that challenges the status quo. He claims the government hates these movements, but let's look at the facts. We are talking about millions of dollars being pumped into organizations that share leadership, office space, and a clear ideological agenda that is openly hostile to American values. This goes beyond just one streamer. Representative Randy Fine has noted that the modern Democratic Party is becoming unrecognizable compared to the one he saw decades ago. He sees a shift from people who disagreed on policy but loved their country, to a movement that he argues is actively trying to destroy it from within. When you have influencers with massive, impressionable audiences normalizing radicalism and dismissing the horrors of regimes that stand directly against American interests, the stakes for our national security couldn't be higher. While the left, including Representative Delia Ramirez, tries to frame this as a Red Scare tactic or political persecution by the Trump-aligned right, the reality is that the Treasury Department is dealing with hard evidence of financial flows. Whether you are on the left or the right, the law is the law. If these organizations are taking money from foreign entities to influence domestic policy and act as propaganda arms for communist regimes, they need to be held accountable. We are seeing a collision between the new media landscape and traditional federal oversight. If the investigation proves that American influencers were acting as conduits for foreign influence, the political fallout will be seismic. It will force a conversation about who exactly is funding the outrage we see on our screens every day. So, what do you think? Is this a necessary crackdown on foreign influence in American politics, or is it an overreach aimed at silencing dissenting voices? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The truth often lies in the money trail, and for the first time, that trail is being followed with the full weight of the federal government behind it. We will be watching this story closely as more subpoenas and documents come to light. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing situation.